Hello everyone, this is JICO. It is short for Jars Inc. Co. 808. And this is our volunteer organization which helps come alongside social projects or anything that's related to helping the community. Our mission statement is leaving a mark of love by adding value to the lives of the people in our community. So we kind of came up with that mission statement because in this area that I go to volunteer since 2018, it's in Acacias Meta in Colombia. And I remember one night in 2018, a friend and I were traveling with a bunch of other friends to this place in Villavicencio. And we passed this area, which was in the dark, but he had shared with me this project that he had worked through the university on helping these really poor people who were actually, what is the word? They were settling on land that wasn't theirs, but it was a really big community of homeless people that were making a community on land that wasn't theirs. And I was really touched by his heart and how he was just explaining how he just wanted to help people. And then if you guys know me, you guys know that I love helping people. I love teaching, and I love doing whatever I can to add value to people's lives. So we had been talking off and on about certain things that we wanted to do, and we kind of came up with an idea of I would teach English for free, and I had been testing out some things while I was teaching in Brazil. And so I wanted to test out this theory that I had in my head in Colombia. And so some of my students who graduated out of the social project that I volunteer for wanted to continue English. And so the agreement was that we would do English for free through the Bible. And again, I just let you know that I do not force anybody to believe what I believe. I just want them to have a different perspective on their view of the world. Now, if they make their decision to have a relationship with God or Jesus, that's up to them. I teach English using the Bible. And again, to me, is if I were to use any article in the newspaper or in a magazine, I'm still teaching them English, and I'm teaching them what is written, but at the same time, I believe I'm not adding value to their life. And so this way, I believe that I'm adding value to their life on giving them a different perspective. If they believe it or they don't believe it, that's really up to them. And you can ask any one of my students. I don't force them. I just, ask them to, well, I don't ask them. I let them know ahead of time that I do teach English for free, and it's using the Bible. So that's what I do. And then I also wanted them to apply the things that they were learning. So we decided to have these student projects. And so all of this started in January of 2020, which is this year. And, the first project was they had to find a family that they wanted to bless. That's it. And we gave them a blessing bag of food. And it just so happened to be, it was the beginning of the pandemic. And again, we just started this in January. So I believe that God was working already, knowing that there was going to be a pandemic, knowing that the families that were picked were people that really needed a little bit of love. And again, think whatever you guys want to think. This is what I believe. And then the students were so jazzed. We did have a little bit of money left over for another project, but then my friend's birthday was coming up in May, and so I wanted to teach him how to use because I've told him this before, but to just show him how he can use his birthday to help other people. And we were really blessed beyond words, and I believe it was all God. And we raised a lot of money, and it was amazing. And it just showed my students and showed him, you know, what God is capable of doing. And so in May, they had already done their lockdown in Colombia in March. And then in May, the fundraiser happened. And then we were talking about food prices going up and to hold off on helping people until maybe June or maybe July. Because by that time, if they were still locked down, a lot of people would be hurting more so than if we ran out and just gave them food. And so they started buying food. And again, student project, they kind of just went. I just, you know, did my part on this side and they did the rest. It was amazing. And hopefully I will share some of it here on here, or probably on the Red Flag Project. Check that out. It's in the playlist. But yeah, they were able to feed over 200 people, or 200 families, and that was just amazing. And just recently, there's been a project that was done for a smaller amount of people, because I have one student that wanted to do a project on her own. So anyways, that is basically what JARS Inc. is. And then again, we have the educational part where I teach English. And I like to teach for free. When I'm in Colombia, I am part of a social project that I volunteer for, and I teach English for a set amount of hours in exchange for accommodations. So I am a volunteer there, and I basically get supported by friends and family and people who have supported me in the past. It has gotten really small, a small pool of supporters. A lot of it has to do with because of the virus. A lot of my friends and family have lost their jobs, but I know God will provide. So I just continue doing what I'm called to do. And I love teaching. I love my students. And I love just seeing how my students have grown, both in English and as they blossom into young adults. And it's just beautiful. And I will share in the main part of the God Adventure a little bit of my history, and you will probably understand why. But this is the gist of JARS Inc., or as it's called, JICO. And, you know, we have more videos and more content that comes with JICO 808. And I will get into the story behind the name probably later. But until then, I hope you guys enjoy the videos. I hope you are able to support us in prayer. And if you want to help, you want to support us financially, please leave a comment. And, you know, do all that YouTube stuff. And thank you for your time. And again, if you have any ideas, you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. And thank you for joining us on this launch of this channel, November 1st, 2020. And I hope you enjoyed the next year of content that we will be posting. All right, guys, peace out.